Hey everybody, I hope you're well. We're going to tap in and get some messages for us today. Let's call on our angels, saints, ancestors, and spirit guides into our space to provide love and divine messages for our highest and greatest good. We're surrounded in divine white light and love. So it is, and so it will be. Magician, the moon, 9 of Cups, 8 of Wands, the Hierophant, and the 4 of Swords. All right, so new beginning, new outlook on life. We have the 10 of Swords and the Death. Wow. And the Magician. I'm getting a bit of ascension energy with this, right? It's like leaving the old version of you behind, okay? And embarking on like a new, it's like a version 2.0, right? It's not a mini version, it's a full new version, all right? Whatever this pain and suffering and betrayal and painful ending, it freed you. It freed you, it liberated you, it helped you to head towards the light over here, right? You may have to leave people, places, and things behind here. Whatever you used to surround yourself with and be involved in, you're feeling like a pull, right? An energetic pull, right? It's almost like your spirit rose from the dead, from like death. I know the death card isn't here, but I am getting like you went through an ego death, right? And as a result, like you're in your higher consciousness, you're seeing things from a whole new light, like, and the only way you could see this and experience this is if you went through this massive ending, right? A massive ending. So something is ending and something new has been created with the Magician. What's this fourth card? The 6 of Cups. It's almost like those of the past who used to know you don't know you anymore. You are not that same person. All right, so the old version of you had to die so that you can embark and be who you were always meant to be. All right. New experience, new things, okay? Spontaneity, going with the flow, allowing spirit to guide you, right? Let's see. Hanged Man. 5 of Wands. The Hierophant. The old structures, the old hierarchy. Yeah, there's something here that like, yeah, you're leaving behind. This could be a job. This could be old belief systems and how like things, the hierarchy, like the, this is a spiritual lesson playing out right here. You might be in a position to create in some way. Like this is like personal development. These are your creative projects. What you're working on could very much be something that is a lesson to others in some kind of way. 5 of Wands is like chaos, personality conflicts, a coordinated effort. You could be a spiritual teacher helping others on the awakening path. This is like enlightenment here, right? Helping people find alignment within their lives. Maybe you're an example that people have in this lifetime because you've gone through the process, right? This is like the ego death, the dark night of the soul, the awakening and ascension process. You could be an example for someone else that you might have had past relations with. This could be friends, this could be family, this could be coworkers, this could be a past person specifically. It could be learning from you, like you could be the example. 8 of Cups. So it's like God is using you as an example. Okay. Ooh, King of Pentacles. Okay. 9 of Pentacles. Temperance. I feel like you have established yourself. This is like establishing oneself in a solid, stable, secure position, right? Having the accolades, the certifications, the medals, the awards, the recognition. It all is part of who you are and why you're here. So you could like identify with being like someone who has discovered their value and worth through this process. Maybe before there might have been something that needed to be learned regarding that, right? With the 7, right? This is a bit of like isolation, a bit of doing things on your own, realizing like what you do and what you create here is valuable regardless of what other people think or do. There could have been a bit of sabotage here, but I feel like it was part of your growth. All right, going from the 7 to the 9. Oh, my cat's in here. So I might have to pause a couple times because he likes to get into things, right? And like stir the pot. I'm getting like there could have been a lot of pot stirring here. And you still remained in a it's like high honor, high position, okay? Hermit coming out. The Magician coming out. Wow, and then we have the Empress and the Tower coming out. Somebody tried to switch positions with you. I'm getting like someone may have tried to create some sort of demise, ending, switcheroo, right? But I'm getting that all it did was help you rise to the top. And whatever false realities that were created off of your pain and suffering are coming to an end. I'm also getting that. This Empress energy went through the lessons of the Queens. This is pre-Empress energy in the minor arcana, and this is major arcana. So divine feminine energy. So this has been a preparation because there's something here that is important that you're here to create. Hello, hi, can you come over here? Come here, baby. Come here. He's saying hi to my peeps in here. Leave it to a cat to identify where your peeps are at. Although I see them, so it's not a surprise, but this Magician is like self-mastery here. Using the resources available to somebody, like as above, so below energy. Okay, like I said, I have to pause. All right, so this is like systems crumbling down. Maybe this is like your prior existence in some sort of way is crumbling down. I'm getting that you're being guided, right? You're very much guided. And you could identify as being a practitioner or someone who's learning and teaching and helping others with the transition here. I'm also getting like learning how to come back from something like this also. You may have gone through some really difficult, devastating times. It might have been at the hands of others, right? But it all served a purpose, which was to wake you up, right? And help you release the programming, the patterns, the agreements that no longer serve your highest and greatest good, right? There may have been belief systems in the past that may have held you back from your full potential, but I'm getting like you've reached a beautiful, like it's almost like a gate, right? I'm getting like moving from one state to another. So it's kind of like you've done that work, okay? You've released quite a bit, right? I feel like the universe is helping you with this. This could represent like establishment. This can represent jobs, people, your life, like, interesting. Yeah, cause for change. Yep, Wheel of Fortune. This wheel is in constant motion. It's how the universe operates. Everything is cyclical. So it's like the old cycle in which you operated in is no longer, right? So there's something ending and something new beginning, okay? And then there's this, I don't know, I'm getting, yeah, it's almost like sometimes you're up and sometimes you're down, but I feel like this is your upswing, all right? Whereas you might have had a downswing with the Death, Ten of Swords, Five of Wands, the Tower, right? Like you've gone through so much growth and development that you're on your way up, okay? And then we have the Moon. You might identify with dealing with your own subconscious, right? And those like demons, right? And putting death to those. They no longer rule your life, right? You now have the clarity, you now have the insight, you're listening to your intuition, and you might have defeated the darkness within, right? It's like as within, so without. It's like you overcame your fears, right? And then we have the Devil coming out. You might have dealt with someone in the past that was like in this dark energy, in their shadow, in their ego, trying to manipulate and control. And things were illuminated to you with the Moon. What exactly was happening? And there might have been, you know, some sort of demise here as a result of it. I feel like they wanted your demise. So I feel like this could be their downfall, is wanting a demise for you, right? It's like rising from the ashes, but they fall, right? I have the Strength card. Yeah. I feel like you've been very patient with this. The Emperor here, and then we have the High Priestess clarifying the Hierophant. Strength clarifying the Hanged Man here. Yeah, there was definitely someone here that there was like some sort of like coordinated effort here, right? Involved others, worked with others. This might have been someone that was a partner to you at one point, but I feel like they worked with others to kind of come against you, to manipulate you, control you, set up some sort of demise for you. This could have been like a karmic contract, a karmic relationship, someone that you were meant to learn lessons from. I feel like they're heavily rooted in their ego at this time. It's like someone's ego got the best of them, and it's like the dark energy has been feeding, okay? And as a result, like this energy very much could have been manipulating others, okay? And their perceptions. So there's this like mercy, forgiveness. Someone could be hung up in some sort of way, in some sort of like stagnancy I'm getting. And then I have a high priestess and a hierophant. I'm getting like you're very rooted and grounded, and you're someone here who's meant to teach. Because the Hierophant talks about knowledge, right? And High Priestess is tapping into hidden wisdom and knowledge. So however this played out for you, it was for your highest and greatest good. You are operating with your higher self energy. And that is allowing you to co-create with the universe and with God. Someone might have challenged your beliefs. Someone may have thought that you're inauthentic, or that you don't hold this position, but you do. Maybe there's a bit of that. I have the Lovers here. This might have been a partner to you, the Emperor and Empress. It could be speaking about the Six of Cups and the Lovers here. So there was some sort of like soul contract with this. Yeah, and then look, we have a Four of Wands coming out. I feel like you've reached a milestone in your life, and you could be attracting a partner that wants to come in and co-create with you. Okay. There's some sort of seed, there's some sort of knowing that you have, that you might be creating and establishing. So this could be like establishing something that will allow people to come together and celebrate. I'm getting like celebrating success, celebrating your project, celebrating the hard work that you've been doing. There's been a lot of growth. There's been a lot of personal development here. And then I have an Eight of Cups clarifying the Nine of Pentacles. So I'm getting like you've left quite a bit behind, and you're doing that like soul searching. You're seeking emotional fulfillment elsewhere. And then we have the Nine of Swords and the Hermit. Yeah, all right, sorry, I had an interruption there. This Nine of Swords energy, it's difficult, right? I feel like there's something that you're leaving behind. Okay, it could be a job, it could be a career, it could be how you manage life in the physical realm. But I'm getting like, this could be you going out on your own, maybe starting a business or doing something that is more fulfilling than where you currently are at. Maybe you've reached a certain level there and you're like, okay, I don't feel like I can grow anymore from here. It's time to move on. So you could be moving on. Nine of Swords tells me that there's a bit of, yeah, I feel like there's a bullying situation, or there's some sort of like sabotage by a group. This could be at work, friends, family, you know your situation, but there's patterns with this. And so it's like, how much longer are you going to allow this to happen without doing something about it? And so you are being guided to move away from this kind of energy. It's no longer serving you, okay? So you could be led in a direction to choose something new, do something new. Something has served its purpose. Yeah, then we have the Knight of Wands. All right, and the Magician, the Magi. Okay. This cat, I tell you. This is taking inspired action, right? Putting everything that you've learned to this point to practice, okay? Being the master of your reality and going after your dreams, your inspirations. You could be traveling or embarking on an adventure. Okay, this was on the bottom of the deck. It's now coming out. It's clarifying the Tower. So whatever's no longer, it's designed that way. And what's coming in, also the Knight of Wands, is a new opportunity, something that has a lot of potential. Okay, and like the Page of Pentacles reminds me of like an apprentice, someone who is learning the ropes, somebody who, you know, has a box of trinkets to work with and create something with. So it's kind of like you may feel like you have to start over, but this does have great potential, right? So sometimes if you're starting in a new career, you can't expect to be like out of the gate amazing. Like you've got to work towards it. So there's something that you're going to be working towards. I feel like there could be energy here that's going to come in and maybe mentor. So you could be seen as somebody who might be doing the mentoring, or you could be receiving the mentoring. I'm getting this Hermit and the Magician. This is some major arcana. So this is something major in your life. It is tied to your soul contracts here and your purpose and what you're meant to create in this physical reality. It has something to do with ancient wisdom and knowledge, and prosperity with that pomegranate. I have the Lovers coming out. Okay, so there could be a new dynamic here for you. And this also can be coming into union with oneself here. Okay, balancing the feminine and the masculine energy. You may have been in like a heavy masculine type environment, career-wise, and now you're in your feminine energy. Flip it, switch it. I have Temperance. Is this in reverse? Yeah. So this is saying like there was a lot of imbalance here. There was a lot of unalignment. There was no peace. So there could be energy coming in to balance and restore peace. This could be part of your soul contract here. Like what you're here to do is to anchor and ground peace in the physical realm. I feel like you have strong spiritual abilities, and you could be working with someone else who also does. I'm getting like this Hierophant could be a mentor, a spirit guide, an ancestor, a teacher. It's almost like sometimes the Hierophant represents like the hierarchy and how we have to go through others to reach certain levels of information, knowledge, wisdom. I'm getting like religion gatekeeping. I feel like you can access what you need to access with or without anyone in the middle. All right. So this is teaching you to know your own power and access and how to use it, right? How to tap into your own divine magic here, right? Regardless of what the culture or society rules are. And so you kind of had to break free from the constraints, the programming, like you're meant to break the mold. So whatever was imbalanced is going to be brought into balance with the spin of that Wheel of Fortune. Okay, I have a card that fell, and Justice coming out. Yeah, like I said, something's being brought back into balance. Karmic balance being restored. The Moon and the Death. It's clarifying the Moon and the Death card. So whatever shenanigans was going on over here, that is being put to rest. King of Swords, right? Like high intelligence, high authority. There might have been a ruling by high authority to bring justice to the moon and death magic, the manipulation, the control. By a group that is associated to somebody that you used to know. Six of Cups, all right? And the devil energy. Yeah, there were some dark forces at work here. I feel like you're being moved on to safe passage, okay? Peace. Yeah, this Three of Cups. It represents like a community, a group of people that you used to know, right? This Three of Cups can represent the other Three Cups, right? This could be family, this could be friends, this could be coworkers. I feel like it's a mixed bag here. But what I am getting is that they find themselves stuck and bound to what they wished for you. So I'm getting a bit of, be careful what you wish for, you might just get it. And justice was ruled in your favor here. If this reading is for you. We have the Chariot. This talks about movement, moving on, persevering, and overcoming, right? Someone else, this masculine energy, this Emperor energy that worked with others to come against you, okay? I'm getting they're experiencing despair, loss, upset. Someone's upset. That whatever they did to try to keep you stuck and stagnant and unable to move forward did not work. Then we have the Four of Cups. There could be a new acquaintance on its way, and this will be the end to this energy. Look, there's the Three Cups right here. So the Three Cups that they thought was so, you know, wonderful are the ones that have maybe contributed to their despair, their upset. And now, you know, there's this energy of like, okay, well, I don't even want to be bothered with this. Like, don't bother me with this. It's like, I can't be bothered. Like, ugh, I don't know if I can do this again kind of energy. But then here's this blessing coming in, right? Delivered by an angel here. Right? Yeah, because you had to deal with the Five of Swords. You had to deal with a bunch of crooks, con artists. They were your teachers. They had agreements with you to teach you something about you. There was lies, there was slander, there's defamation. All punishable by law. All right? All punishable by law. Spiritual or physical law. These people broke the law. All right? Okay, they came after a star energy, a healer. All right? This could be you leaving your old 9 to 5 and going towards something that is aligned with your purpose, your passion, your blueprint, your cosmic birthright, right? This is you having hope and optimism, all right? This is you having this healing, positive energy, giving back to others, okay? So, yeah, it was almost like keeping you trapped in the illusion that what you know about yourself isn't true. And this is you waking up, realizing like, huh, all of those things about myself are true. And they may have wanted to keep you in some sort of state of confusion, some sort of blockage here. But them trying to block you, block them. These people are like backstabbers. They're not trustworthy. They don't have any integrity or morality here. They'll do whatever it takes to win at all costs, okay? They may have celebrated a bit too soon here. You may be like emotionally and spiritually nourishing yourself at this time, like during this like downtime here, the holidays. But I feel like, you know, instead of you giving your energy away to everybody, you're conserving it. You're giving it to yourself, right? You're prioritizing self-care and self-love. And this helps you fortify your fort, right? Your own strength, your own, yeah, because look at, we got some more shady energy here. Thinking that they can get away with how they treat people. I'm getting they came against you and they're learning a lesson. All right. Balance is being restored here. You have the Ace of Wands. This is like the wrath of God, okay? Coming for these jackasses who thought that, you know, they could get away with what they've done. Whatever they've done is being illuminated for all to see. All right. So like I was saying, like I was getting, they're experiencing justice, right? And it very well could be public affair, all right? So if they were trying to hide things, they can't hide from God. God sees all right? And with the Hermit illuminates. It's carrying a lantern. So, there's exposure with this. And then I have a card over here. What's this one? The Two of Pentacles coming out. Yeah, this is the law of cause and effect. They're learning the law of cause and effect. So this is a huge spiritual lesson for them and you and all involved. Yeah, look at Two of Cups falling out. I'm going to put it back in the deck unless Spirit wants me to take it. Okay. Ace of Pentacles here. Yeah, it's like as above, so below. It's like you're rising up and they're falling. Like almost to their knees, right? Maybe wanting mercy. Did they give you mercy? Let's see. Ace of Cups. There's that cup right there. We have the Sun card coming out. Yeah, I feel like there's a blessing coming in, an opportunity to work for God. And I feel like the old structures are falling so that new structures can be built, and you're part of that process. That's awesome. Very good. And you're doing it from a place of unconditional love, right? This cup poureth over. You are the Holy Grail. You hold divine, loving energy. And this is what you're co-creating with God to establish here in this physical realm. All right, so there's a reason why this all played out the way it played out, and they're asking for you to go with the flow here. What do I got here? The King of Wands. Hello? Hello? My cat is so funny. Like, I could watch cat videos all day. Especially when there's like aluminum foil put down and they like jump on it and they fly. It's so funny. I didn't know that was a thing. King of Wands. This is like, oof. Ambition, motivation, taking on challenges, right? We have the Seven of Cups here. Yeah. There could be a lot of like dreaming of what the future is going to hold. Dreams and aspirations. We have the Seven of Swords coming out. So yeah, listen, somebody could be caught in the act. Out of whatever they've been doing in the dark. Snatched. Someone could be snatched up. Right? Like this is a shepherd that's supposed to mind their flock, but they left their flock, abandoned it. So it's almost like Their spiritual team or ancestors are in disbelief of what this energy is capable of doing, trying to save their own ass, right? There's 7 swords, and 2 of these swords, right, are actually, one of these swords is actually piercing them. So they're hurting themselves in the long run is what this is telling me. 7-7. So someone may have thought that they won the jackpot. Someone did something for the sake of some sort of gain. Look, 3 of Swords, 3 of Cups. Yeah, this energy that they've been dealing with, you know, deceived them. They're in some sort of energy of heartbreak, betrayal, and deception. Okay, so again, like, they've only hurt themselves, right? Trying to get away with something. Another 7, right? Like, maybe they didn't anticipate that you would stand up and fight and have the support of the angelic realm, your spiritual team, your ancestors, right? Like, you're fully equipped and will unleash a can of whoop ass if necessary, right? But I feel like you don't come off that way until you need to stand up for something. They betrayed themselves, betraying you, right? And so they're learning lessons from people in their lives, right? That they thought that they could trust, that they thought had their back, that they thought were in cahoots. Like, those are the ones that could be stabbing them in the back now, right? As above, so below. So it's kind of like what goes around comes around here. So they could be trying to run away from whatever responsibilities and conflicts they have going on with their third parties, whatever those third parties are, trying to make a return back to you. But I feel like whatever they were trying to get away with, they're caught. They could be like realizing like you're the wish fulfillment now, and they may want to return. Eight of Wands. There could have been like some sort of departure here. All right, if anyone was trying to come towards you with ill intent, there could have been some sort of like getting caught up, unable to proceed, yeah, they could have like been caught. I keep saying the word caught. Stopped in their tracks, that kind of energy. Yeah, 6 of Pentacles over here. I feel like I feel like, you know, whatever you're doing, it's equal give and take here, right? Someone was giving to others maybe behind their back. So if they were doing that to you, this has come full circle here. There's messages here about maybe what somebody was doing for money. There was like exchange here. Someone could have paid for something to create some sort of despair, demise. But there was an exchange here, an energy exchange. So what is this? 8 of Wands, 6 of Pentacles. Is this the past energy here? Yeah, I'm getting like this is talking about the 3 of Swords. So maybe everybody's talking about them now, whereas before you might have been the topic. So they're experiencing the defamation, the slander, the lying, the gossiping about them now. Whereas before you might have been the target. So it's kind of like this group flipped on this energy, right? Whereas they may have had a coordinated effort against you, but now they could be having a coordinated effort against the persons that you might have dealt with in the past. Okay. So they may want to run away from the situation, 7 of Swords. Their King of Wands, I mean, this King of Wands energy is kind of like freaking out a little bit. So I don't know if this is like a cause for concern or uproar or needing to take action, feeling like something's unfair, unjust. You've moved on towards peace. They may want to head towards peace, trying to avoid conflict, responsibilities, accountability here. Yeah, look, Page of Swords, Five of Swords. They wish. Okay, they watch, they stalk, they observe. Someone may have an idea on how to try to get back in your energy. Maybe lie, slander, defame to do so. Okay, because this adds up to 6 swords. 6 swords is over here, right? The 6 of swords is moving you in another direction, not them. They're going to have to sit back and watch you move on while they deal with their chaos and conflict, okay? It's like, I wonder how I can lie myself out of this situation and into a different one, right? It's kind of like wanting to get back in your energy. However, they don't have access, so they have to come up with a scheme. So they may be thinking about how to deceive, betray, and backstab you again. Or maybe they're thinking about how this is happening to them now. So the plans have backfired. All right. Part of their lesson is to watch you leave, be inaccessible, move on, be treated fairly and justly the way you deserved in the first place, while they experience how they treated you and others. They may have gotten away with treating others like this, but then once you're in the picture, you are that, like, showstopper. Queen of Wands. Eight of Swords. Yeah, this Queen of Wands, is this karmic energy? Yeah. Partner of the King of Wands? Yes. Okay, so I'm getting like they operated from a place of passion, and someone could be held accountable for the work that they've done, right? With the wand energy, right? The creation energy, the witchy woman energy is what I'm getting. I feel like somebody feels very insecure, very uneasy, could be dealing with mental health or some sort of confusion, illusion, feeling unwell and trapped. I feel like someone could be feeling the God's wrath. So it's kind of like a bit of this coming back to them, okay? Yeah. Because all these swords represent like thoughts. They represent spells. They represent intentions. Okay, and then, you know, this is someone in the feminine energy taking action towards some of this. So whatever they've been doing and conjuring up is happening to them. And there could be this, like, entrapment, okay? So this could be why this energy wants to escape, run away from their problems. All right, yeah, I feel like this Queen of Pentacles energy is telling me that whatever they may have tried to swap, steal, take from you is being restored. So this could be like restitution. Okay. They may have tried to affect your business, your paycheck, your career, your position. You're being seen as someone who's solid as a rock, someone who's stable, secure, responsible, accountable, gets shit done, can make something out of nothing. Like, you hold it down, right? And I feel like there's something regarding like wanting to take your position, but you earn this position and it's your birthright and you've worked hard to get here and you're not willing to give up without a fight. Maybe they underestimated that about you. Okay. And then I have Judgment coming out. All right, so yeah, this is most definitely something that has been a transformative experience, right? What's this card coming out? Yeah, King of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like you have stepped into this leadership position. You could have mastered quite a bit in this physical realm. I am getting like this could be a partner coming in for you. This would be a match. That's who this is. Someone of royal blood. You could identify with like a royal bloodline. Okay. Doesn't have to be though, but I am getting that this is a pair and this is happening in the physical realm. And so you will have a partner. Okay. One that is equal, one that's established, one that knows how to create in this physical realm, knows how to manage their finances, their family, their career, like all the things. Someone's being replaced. And there's this observing you and your transformation. And someone's having to do a strong self-evaluation. And I'm getting like you're no longer holding on to the bag of bricks, okay? You're releasing the past so that you can embark on a new future. That could be with somebody or by yourself. Like you could be the feminine and masculine in the physical realm. Okay, Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, feminine or masculine. I have both. But the King energy talks about like mastery, right? You mastered the physical reality and how to establish oneself here. Nine of Wands. Is this supposed to be in reverse? Yeah, so you're no victim, right? You might have been through the ringer, but you use every one of those wands as a bridge. It's foundation. Like, you know that saying, like someone who throws rocks, right? You may collect the rocks and build yourself a wall. That kind of energy. Yeah, it's like you're not a victim of your circumstance. You're the victor of your circumstance, right? It's like turning lead into gold. Yeah. You want this in reverse? No. Look at Six of Wands coming out upright. Yes. Yeah. What did I say? You're not a victim of your circumstance. You're the victor, right? You've risen above whatever anyone's tried to do to keep you from moving on with your life and establishing and enjoying all the wonderful things that this earthly experience has. They may have tried to keep you stuck in a past cycle, but you have overcome, persevered, and you are victorious and successful, and you're getting the recognition you deserve, right? It's almost like somebody wanted to control this. They wanted to be seen as and recognized, right, as being someone of top honor, high honor. But I'm getting like, as like they're falling and you're rising, right? And so they look at all the things in which they had to go to in order to try to be in this position. You didn't have to do any of that. All you had to do is be true and authentic to you. And that is how you're being recognized. You haven't gone through, you know, trying to break people down or hurt people, slander them, defame them, abuse them. Like, you don't abuse people to have some sort of position, right? I feel like they abuse their power here. And it was done multiple times. Okay, so you may have been like that brick house, right? Right? They weren't successful in doing what they wanted to do to you, right? It's like you put a stop to whatever that is. Okay. Yeah, like things are in alignment. Things are returning to a state of harmony and balance here. Like you're an inspiration. They thought that they could take you out. They didn't think you'd rise and be an inspiration for others and be recognized for it. They never had that as part of their plan, that you would turn it around and use everything they sent your way to your advantage, right? And then show others how to do it for themselves if they come across like people like them, right? Like you used whatever they tried to afflict you with as a weapon of healing and growth, like how to transform from this to this. And they never anticipated you being able to do so, right? You're like master alchemist. That's the magician here, the master alchemist. Taking something from one state and transmuting it to another. You have mastered that in this physical realm. Queen of Pentacles. Look, taking something from one state and transmuting it to another. So that's amazing. Nine of Cups. Your wishes and dreams are coming true, right? Having this abundance, right? Being rewarded, right? Acknowledged. Okay? This group of people overindulges in substances. They may portray like they have all the wonderful things, but it's almost like there's a vacancy. There's emptiness, even though they portray that things are full. But they siphon, they take in order to have. And that is what's coming to an end. That's that, yeah, the World card. That's what's coming to an end. There could be someone who's, yeah, ready to move to the next level. Yeah, things have come full circle here. Right? We have the Two of Swords. And then we have the Five of Pentacles coming out. So yeah, this past energy can't move forward with you. They're having to pay their karmic debt because they've accumulated a lot. They could be going through like a dark night of the soul here. Maybe the resources they once boasted about, they no longer have access to. They could feel like they've been through difficulty, strife in their life. This is like having to be in like survival mode without the resources. So yeah, definitely some loss with this. And it's like a lot of instability. Like they couldn't have predicted this, right? Maybe they're in disbelief. Look at Four of Swords, Page of Swords. That's the Five of Swords. Clarifying the Five of Swords. Yeah, this is like a return to sender, baby. This is like, be careful what you wish for. You might just get it. Someone could be unwell. Someone could be sick. Someone could be feeling like they have to isolate. They could be dealing with like even spirit energy and them trying to figure out like what these messages are. I feel like they could be visited, okay? By him getting like somebody is now realizing like, huh, this didn't quite work out in my favor. I feel like they're still trying to come up with some sort of plan to try to get out of their situation, but through manipulation, okay? I don't feel like there's any kind of like good intentions with this, with the Five of Swords. So this could be the feminine or the masculine karmic energies, okay? They may have had to like isolate, okay? They could be watching, stalking, observing, again, trying to plot and plan here. They could be the butt of the joke now, whereas, you know, you might have been the butt of the joke. Then this could be why they're removed. Maybe trying to find peace. Trying to like figure out things in their head. Maybe they had it wrong and they're trying to figure out how to get it right. Yeah, look at Page of Cups, Queen of Wands, feel like somebody was really immature. Look at Two of Wands, okay? Wanting to leave the past behind and move forward. Maybe this is about like mercy, or someone wants to share how they feel about something, maybe what they've experienced in the past. I feel like your back's to the situation and you're moving on. Someone could have been like, someone could have moved on, okay? Transitioned from one state to the other. Ace of Swords coming out. So there's strong clarity and truth about this. There could be information coming, or you have a strong connection to the divine and like you're a messenger, you receive. I feel like truth is being revealed here, right? And I'm getting Ace of Cups coming out. Abundance, protection, something, you know, you've been waiting for is on its way to you. And these are big blessings right here. All right, so you releasing this from the past is what's calling in justice for you. And this is, you know, the love that you've always held for others, you will be receiving and holding. Like you're this sacred vessel, okay? And something's on its way to you. I feel like you've been working very hard, very diligent, you're very committed, devoted to something that you're really good at. Like you've developed skills that you didn't have before. So you could be putting things into practice, and you could be thinking about going on the road, right? Something, embarking on something new, seeing things from a high perspective, and then putting those to work. I just heard, I was preparing you. So you could like see visions, you could be a clairvoyant, you could be someone who receives divine messages, insights, seeing things from a very high perspective here. And you could be sharing this in some sort of way. Okay, Ten of Cups is coming out. All right, so your complete emotional fulfillment is on its way. Okay. They're like, be patient. It's worth waiting for. Yes, you're worth waiting for. You've grown so much from this situation. All right, Two of Cups. Yes, this is what's coming in. Like someone has a cup, all right, and you're holding that cup, and they're like, where are they? So this betrayal, this deception, this backstabbing, this shit show that you experienced, this pain, the suffering, is calling in someone who's an equal match, right? Someone who's going to contribute in a way that you've never experienced before. You could feel like you've been waiting lifetimes for this. All right, this Two of Cups is a partnership. This is someone that you can co-create with. I feel like, yeah, it's something that's worth waiting for, worth investing in. All right, there could be something that they can probably help you with. I was getting a bit of like mentoring. But the Knight of Pentacles is someone who like is involved, right? They invest in worthy endeavors, right? They know what's worth investing, what's not worth investing. And they want someone who they can invest in that they know is going to be responsible, be accountable, someone who they can trust, right? So I feel like this is a trustworthy partnership coming in. This Four of Pentacles talks about your stability, your security, how things appear, right, in the physical realm. You could be someone who's like wanting to expand but not sure how. So this could be somebody who could maybe show you how to expand in some sort of way. So if you've got some sort of business or projects, Queen of Swords, you could be somebody who could benefit from this, who could benefit from this wisdom and knowledge here, like practical knowledge, okay? Maybe they've done it before, so they can give you some tips. Create something new with this. A bit of stretching out of the comfort zone. Queen of Swords is somebody who's very authentic. Seven of Wands. Yeah, you've had to really stand your ground. You may have been up against it, you know, feeling like you're fighting for whatever it is that you're wanting to speak, create some sort of truth. All right, so it's like you're this devoted warrior. This reminds me of like Hanuman. Like you're a devoted warrior, Joan of Arc, like you're here for the fight, you're here for the battle, like look at Knight of Swords. You want this one? 10 of Pentacles. Wow, look at this. Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups could be the one that is in the Five of Pentacles. No, this is new energy. All right, so there's communication coming in. There's a partnership coming in. Someone's going to extend some sort of offer to you. Okay, this could come in like numerous ways of communication, but I'm getting they want to speak to you. This could be like someone looking into you, like I'm getting a bit of like investigate, but it also could represent communication. Hi, yes, I hear you out there. I know you're out there, my little kitty cat. All right. Knight of Cups, huh? Page of Wands. Yeah, they're wanting to create something with you. They may need your expertise. But I feel like underlying there is some admiration here. There's some sort of like, you know, whining and dining, dating. So maybe it's business, but it's not all business. It gives me like business in the front, party in the back. I know. But I feel like it's dual purposed, right? This is something that is going to help establish something long-term. It's generational. They could be someone who has a strong family lineage or something that they've established that's long-lasting. They may want to protect their interests. But I do feel like there is something that they may want you to work with them on. Test the waters a little bit. See if it's a right fit. So, yeah, King of Swords energy. King and Queen of Swords. So you could be intellectuals. You could really like history, ancient wisdom and knowledge. You could be a scholar, a writer, a scribe. I'm also getting like high authority here, high spiritual authority. How the mind can affect powerful emotions. Look at all these cards. Are we taking these? Yes, as they fly. I feel like this energy is going to help relieve some sort of burdens in your life with the Ten of Wands. It's like putting the past behind you. This life, this old life of yours is no longer. So you can leave behind the strife. There may be someone who's going to help alleviate burdens for you, like partner, right? So if you're looking for a friend or someone to collaborate with, this seems like a good fit. Okay. Okay. I can't make it up. They're like, just flip the cards over. We have a King and Queen of Cups, okay? Working together as a team to ground and anchor in, I'm getting like new life, new way of living, new community, new opportunities. This is a blessing. Okay, this is unexpected income and wealth. I feel like these two are going to co-create with God, and they're heavily protected in doing so. Okay, this is rooted in unconditional love, and I feel like you're not working alone. You're working with the divine. This is amazing. King and Queen of Cups, Three of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles. So this is that Four of Pentacles here. So it's like you could be feeling like there might be a bit of uprooting from what you know and where you are now into something new. This would be representing a new home, a new location, a new life, a fresh start, an opportunity of a lifetime. All right, so big energy for 2026. This reading was amazing. Let's get a few signs and letters. Okay, we have Aries. We have Scorpio. We have Aquarius. We have Pisces. We have Capricorn. We have Leo. We have Virgo. We have Libra. Is it all signs? No. Taurus. That's it for the signs. Gemini, bottom of the deck. All right, some signs and letters. First or last initials. F. I just heard someone's willing to take the risk. Are you? J. O. G. Clear empathy came out. P. Hard work's paying off, I heard. S. R. KT. Precognition. Clairaudient. That's hearing. Psychometry. We have an L. We have an M. An E. D. X. Oops, forgot one over here. C. Q. These can be first or last initials. We got an A. H. N. Is there anything else? All done? All done. All right, very good. All right, there's your letters. There's your signs. We're going to skip the angel numbers today. And we're going to leave the reading here, I believe. Yes. Okay. Yeah, we're finished then. Hope you guys have an amazing day. I hope this was helpful. I hope this brings things to light that may have been a bit cloudy. So there's some good insight and clarity with this. And yeah, I wish you guys nothing but the best. And I'll see you on the next reading. Bye now.